No, not live. Live video intimidates me. Confession time, I suck at live video. I, as a marketer, use YouTube all the time and talk about the importance of YouTube video content and how it can promote your business. And most of my audience, most of my connections assume that this is something that I'm kind of a dab hand at, that comes second nature to me. And that is not the case. And it's definitely not how I feel about live video. Why am I telling you all of this? First off, because I want you to understand that even if you feel like you're not the best at a particular type of content creation, to market your business, to promote yourself and your personal brand, it is still an option for you. So whenever I go live, there are two things that tend to crop to the surface. Firstly, I feel really intimidated with this concept of what's going to happen. And I worry that I'm going to kind of say the wrong thing, lose my point, go off on a tangent, or look stupid in front of whoever's listening. But regardless of those feelings, I want to jump into why it's important to push through and to create video content, to go live, to do the things that maybe don't feel great for us as online business owners who promote our businesses online, but have some really good, impactful results. So, the first reason why it's important to push past is because your audience probably don't notice. I get compliments all the time on video content. I have people say about how useful lives I've done in the past have been. And little do they know that I'm on the other side, nervous, in my head about what I'm going to say, worried that none of this is going to make sense, that I'll forget something, that it'll just look awful. All the things that we think about when we're appearing on video, especially live on video. But those are things that are happening in my head, and they don't necessarily come across on the other side. Just because you've got these limiting beliefs in your brain about what you're like on video, it doesn't mean that the people on the other side watching that feel the same. So I kind of want to give a little example here of how true this is and give some context for you. So I want you to think of something embarrassing that you've done recently. And I'm not going to ask anyone to put it in the comments. You don't have to share it, but you probably have something that's immediately popped into your brain, right? You were like, oh God, that time I fell over in public the other day, or my skirt was tucked into my knickers when I came out of the loo. There's something that you know. So picture a business contact of yours then. Picture somebody who you are friendly with, but it's a professional relationship. Do you know anything embarrassing about them? If this is someone that you've spent time with, they've probably felt embarrassed at some point or another in your presence. But do you know something that they've done that's embarrassing? Think on that. Are you struggling to come up with something? I'm hoping the answer is yes. Most of the time when I ask this question, the answer is yes. People are struggling to come up with something. We're all too wrapped up in our own heads, in our own worries, in our own limiting beliefs to see and worry about the mistakes of others the way that you imagine people will do to you. So if that's not enough to take you through and get you focusing on video, I've got something else. If it's something that you've struggled with, you probably don't do much of it. So I'm going to get a bit nerdy here. The algorithms and the social media platforms that I rave about all the time look for patterns. They always expect you to do kind of more of the same of whatever you're doing when you're posting online. So I'm constantly advocating that you should be mixing things up, that you should be trying new things, keeping creative, so that the algorithm stays excited by your content. And as a byproduct of that, your followers will too. So if you're used to somebody only ever posting like quotes on text, and all of a sudden you see their face on a video, it's likely that you're going to get a spark of a response there, that you want to watch it. You're like, oh, what's she talking about? What are they talking about now that I need to go and nose? We're all a little bit nosy after all, and we want to see what people are doing and what they're working on. And this is especially important if these are newer features. So LinkedIn right now is launching a kind of audio room feature that I'm not particularly invested in, but I definitely am going to try out for that kind of response of trying something new. Like when Reels launched on Instagram, and now that you can post them directly on Facebook as well, there's big buzz around new features. So trying something out that might make you feel just a little bit uncomfortable will help to support your business success online. And finally, lives and video content help people to get to know you. I'm going to say the thing that everyone hates to hear because they know that it's true. People buy from people. You have to get the people on the other side of your social media profiles to know you, to like you, and to trust you. And that's going to be a lot easier to do, in my opinion, if they can see you face to face and they can hear you speak. It's the closest they will ever get online to having a conversation with you, being in the same room as you. And especially with lives, with the interactive features that can happen on live, especially with the fact that they can hear the stutter or hear the mumble, see the human moments. And you can acknowledge the people on the other end of your video when you're going live as well, which is another way to really make them feel seen and connected to you. So they'll get closer and closer to the point of being able to say yes to your packages, to your offerings. If that all kind of rings true from you, I really want to hear about it in the comments. If it's live video like me that you struggle with, or if there's something else that you find is a really big kind of block in your business. I know a lot of people I speak to say it's the personal content, it's sharing some things about them. But I think I've proven my point and I've sat outside of my comfort zone for long enough for today. So I'm going to log off, but please do get in touch with your questions and I will do my best to commit to doing another live soon with maybe some Q&A type of content for you all to be able to submit. Thank you very much for joining and I will see you in the next one.